A beautiful new week to you all our amazing viewers. Welcome to today's newspaper review. Today we'll be looking at the stories dominating today's newspaper headlines. Firstly, we'll be going through the Matrix newspaper. Onto the Matrix newspaper, Adeleke, my victory is for God and Osun people. Congratulations to Governor Adeleke for winning the Osun State governorship election. Union Bank of Nigeria attends PCI DSS Volume 4 0.1 certification. Poverty, hardship, not evidence that Tinubu's economic reforms failed, says Budget Office Director General. This is coming from the Budget Office Director General saying that poverty, hardship are not evidence that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic reform failed. NDLEA nabs India-born businessman with 23 million cocaine shipments at Lagos airports. El-rufai sues ICPC for 10 billion naira over alleged denial of family access. On entertainment, still on Matrix, BB Naija Season 11, Kamsi evicted after 3 weeks in house. So yesterday being the eviction, Kamsi, a Big Brother housemate, was evicted from the Big Brother's house. And on sports, Arsenal humiliates City 3-0 to lift Community Shield. On to the next newspaper, which is the Guardian newspaper. On the Guardian newspaper, the major headline there is on Osun Pools. Opposition victory relieves people. Power raises stake for APC in 2027. EFCC recovers $60 million in ongoing Nesto investigation. Gunmen kill 4 in Benue as troops repel attack on Bonu military base. El-rufai files fresh 10 billion naira suit against ICPC for allegedly denying family access to him. Stop blaming past governments for refineries woes, Atiku tells Tinubu. This is coming from Atiku to President Tinubu, that he should stop blaming past governments for refineries woes. And on Osun Pools, Makinde, NGF, ADC, Horiwa, Yaga African congratulate Adeleke. So on Saturday was Osun State governorship election, and Ademola Adeleke won the governorship election for Osun State. On to the next newspaper, which is the Vanguard newspaper. On the Vanguard newspaper, the major headline is why Adeleke won again in Osun. So if you want to know the reason why Adeleke won again in Osun, go to the Vanguard newspaper. EFCC recovers US $60 million in ongoing Nesto investigation. Imports choke textile industry, rise to 1.1 trillion in 2 years. On 2027, I'm not bothered about spare tire tag for VPs. This is coming from Kwankwaso. Opposition parties must bury egos to defeat APC in 2027. And this is also coming from Duke concerning the opposition parties that they must bury ages to defeat the ruling APC party in 2027 election. Concession of King's College. Parents mobilize for protests. Ranching plan sparks fresh war between Governor Alia and PDP. Governor Alia, who is the governor of Benue State. On to the next newspaper for today, which is the Daily Trust. On the Daily Trust, the major headline there is how Osun election was won and not lost. Flood. Residents stranded. Vehicles submerged in Abuja. Students, 4 workers die in Kano building collapse. So 4 workers and students died in Kano building collapse. 2027, Accord, AAC, SDP presidential candidate joined forces against Tinubu. This is still on the coming election, 2027 coming election, how Accord, AAC, SDP, another presidential candidate, are joining forces together against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC party. $25 billion Nigeria. Morocco gas pipeline, dream drags. On to the next newspaper for today, which is the Leadership. On the Leadership, the major headline there is "One More Dance." Adeleke wins re-election in Osun despite the odds. Once again, congratulations to Governor Adeleke for winning the Osun State governorship election. Tinubu Government Forum congratulates Adeleke. Osun APC, we are studying the results. This is still on the Osun governorship election. My victory is for triumph for democracy, says Adeleke. This is coming from Governor Adeleke, that his victory is triumph for democracy. On to the next newspaper for today, which is the Daily Sun newspaper. On the Daily Sun, the major headline here is Tinubu Obi, Osun indigenes celebrate Adeleke's victory. So President Tinubu and the aspiring presidential candidate for the NDC, Peter Obi, are celebrating Adeleke for his governorship election victory. APC, we are studying results of Osun governorship election. AI disruption, 9 million Nigerian jobs may disappear by 2030, says experts. With the rate at which AI is taking the world now, about 9 million Nigerian jobs may disappear by 2030. This is coming from an expert. Wike slashes C of O waiting time as Federal Capital Territory processes 26,272 titles. War against organized murder. This one is inside NAFDAC customs battle against Nigerians' fake drug trade. UBEG opens second chance education pathway for out of school girls. On to the next newspaper, which is the Nigerian Tribune. On the Nigerian Tribune, the major headline there is still on Osun poll, how Adeleke won. This headline of Governor Adeleke winning the Osun State governorship election is in all the newspaper. Congratulations to him once again. El-Rufai sues ICPC for allegedly denying his family access to him. Still on 2027 election, Accord, AAC, SDP presidential candidates joined forces against Tinubu. So the minority party, that is the Accord, AAC, SDP, and other presidential candidates are joining forces against the ruling APC and Tinubu's. On to the next newspaper for today, which is The Nation. On The Nation, the major headline there is Tinubu, Adeleke's victory shows deepening democracy. EFCC recovers US $60 million in ongoing Nesto investigation. So the EFCC have recovered US $60 million in ongoing Nesto investigation. Victorious governor pledges support for president's re-election. Tinubu INEC gets knocks. Boss Maiden Development bond subscribed in 5 working days. On to the next newspaper, which is also the last newspaper for today, the Punch newspaper. On the Punch newspaper, the major headline there is Osun pool victory. Adeleke extends olive branch. APC must tribunal challenge. Tinubu bets on PH Warri refineries despite Obasanjo's doubts. El-Rufai demands family access 10 billion naira damages from ICPC. Then Tinubu hails Adeleke, commends INEC, security agencies for credible poll. So President Tinubu is hailing Governor Adeleke for his victory, and he's commending on INEC and security agencies for their credible work in the election that happened on Saturday, governorship election, Osun governorship election. Atiku, Obi, Kwankwaso salutes government on re-election, congratulates Osun voters. APC says tribunal will be explored as lawyers review poll results from 332 words. The last headline on the Punch newspaper, which is Osun women found dead with severe hand inside church. And that's all for today's newspaper review. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more updates. I'm Chidera Isom. Do have a beautiful week.